What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. You know what time it is. It is time for the Royal Rundown. I know it's been a minute, but we are back. We are back, and I am one half of your host and duo, SERG, VICENTE. Joining me, as always, is my sister from another mister, Miss Dreda. Miss Dreda, what it do?
I missed y'all, man.
You know what I'm saying? It has been a minute. It's been a minute. Dre, how are you doing?
Man, it's January 76th, 2025, and it's been a long month. So I'm looking forward to this. This is all
January
good energy.
January 76, 1963. Yo. But I digress. We're here to talk about something that is fun. We're here to talk about pro wrestling. And again, everybody who's watching live right now on YouTube, on Twitch, or on IG, thank you guys so much for watching live. Do me a favor, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We are coming up with a lot of back. We are back. We are back in a big way. Not only are we going to be doing weekly shows here with the World Rundown talking about pro wrestling, we're also going to be on this channel talking about boxing, MMA, and everything combat sports related. So do us a favor, give us a like, share, and a follow. We really appreciate y'all. And on top of that, I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say what I think you're going to say, but I wanted to say it. Because I just feel like it's very important, especially on today. If you are not clocked in and locked in to the Five Podcast Substack, you need to do that.
I wasn't going to say that yet, but yes, please.
Well, that's crazy because you need to do that because somebody I know over here in this particular situation right here just released a wonderful article today, and it deserves every click, every read, every share. So go ahead and do that right now. The Five Podcast on Substack. Check it out. My brother Serge Vicente is doing the writing. You might see your girl write a couple of 2 things on there as well. But right now, my dog, the article you wrote today was one of them ones. So I had to give you your flowers, sir.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And like I said, so for those who do not know, not only do we talk about pro wrestling, and obviously we do it here on the audio side, the visual side, should I say, here, and they do the podcast stuff as well. But we also write. So on our Substack, we do a great job of just really, again, following the sport, having some more in-depth stories about specific athletes that we really don't get an opportunity to touch on here on the show, specific storylines that maybe we want to touch on, predictions, things of that nature. But this last article that we did was just a little bit more of a personal article for me. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. I would love for you guys to give me your POV. I think that'd be fantastic. But Dre, thank you so much for the shout out. But
let's do it.
Yo, also, we got merch, all the other stuff, but we'll talk about that moving on the show. Let's jump into it. Look, the world of professional wrestling, is specifically the WWE, has been fantastic. Recently, we had the brand new Netflix era has begun this January. They kicked it off here in LA, and it was an incredible show. Honestly, I think Raw has gotten better progressively since each and every week. Before we even get into the Royal Rumble, which we're going to talk about today, we're going to give all the predictions. So stick with us. We're definitely going to talk about that. Dre, how have you felt about Raw on Netflix?
I felt great. It's just a nice surge of like a surge of positivity, and especially for those exactly. Those of us who've been watching wrestling forever, right? We've watched it go through different ebbs and flows in terms of popularity. Of course, we, those of us who are around the same age, we all grew up on the Attitude Era and even a little bit before that. And we kind of watch it gradual, right? We kind of watch a gradual decline of it, but some of us stuck with it for a little while or left it, came back, whatever. I think that we've gotten
back. I'll be honest.
We all did at some point. I mean, I left and came back, I think, a few times, and then I've been back solidly since 2011, maybe. I think I've been back solidly since 2011 now. I know it's been, but I arguably came back during one of the worst times.
About to say, creatively. You got there at the end of Ruthless Aggression for the PG era, which was just god awful.
I was there for all of the PG era. Like, let's understand where I was.
But to be fair, there's a good reason. You definitely were working with the organization for a hot second there. So
yeah, I got to experience the original, the OG NXT Black and Gold. Like, I was there 2013 through 2014. Excuse me, most of 20. I was going to school 2013 to 2014, but I was interning in 2014, and right. So I got to see the Four Horsewomen in NXT. Yeah,
awesome.
I'm always going to puff my chest out about that because it was really a great time. But I say all of that to say that it's just really nice to see the industry of wrestling, just as professional wrestling as a whole, just be having this wonderful period. Yeah. And then seeing WWE specifically kind of gets to this era and to this place where, no, is it perfect? Absolutely not. Nothing's going to be perfect. But is it like, is it a hard pivot to something that's just more enjoyable to watch? Absolutely. Yeah. Triple H deserves a lot of flowers for that. Shout out to him being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Much deserved.
Hey man, it must be nice to induct yourself into something. Be like, you know what? I feel like I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
You know, it's crazy. And I don't know if you saw the clip, but he didn't know. Like,
I did.
It was so cute. I thought it was really cute. And even if they're working us or not, so what? It was cute, whatever. But like, I just think it's really nice. The Netflix era of Raw, for example, I think a lot of people were a little nervous about it. We even did TikToks about it, you and I. And I just think that was I think that very first one specifically was a really great way to kind of ease a lot of those concerns. Yeah. I think it looks fantastic. As production people, it looks beautiful. I love the new ref uniform, uniforms. I love the darker matte, what I'm saying? The ring. I know that they keep adjusting kind of like the sponsors on there, which is fantastic. Like, it's just different to watch. The drone cam and all the cool entrances and even just the new voices, on commentary. All of this. It's just nice to, I should say new and old voices on commentary, because Michael Cole is having, literally, you can't tell me he's not having the most fun he's ever had in his career ever right now.
Watching Michael Cole every time Jey Uso comes in, it just warms my heart. It is
me too. Like, I think I tweeted that. Like, yeah.
It's awesome. And I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
Again, Raw, the production value, the talent that they have, it feels like a big deal. And I think they've done a great job of making a weekly show feel like must-watch TV. You don't want to miss it. And it's consistent. Everything they're bringing in new talent. I mean, let's talk about, Cero Miedo coming in there, doing his thing. It has been really a lot of fun. But not only, Monday Night Raw, the monthly Saturday night main event is awesome. It's a glorified house show. Let's be very clear. No title changes, banger matches. But it is one of those things that it's really worth the time.
Can I also say this? It's not for us. Like, it's for us because we're nerds and we're gonna watch everything. Right. But it's really not for us. Saturday night's main event is on network television.
Yes.
It's not really for those of us who are gonna, those of us who paid for the WWE network, for example, when it was out.
They're not the weekly watchers. Right. It's the casual fan. Yeah, absolutely.
It's for the casual fan. It's for the person who used to love wrestling and haven't watched it in a while. It's for the person who might want to start watching it. Yeah.
And it's a great place to do that.
It's a great way to do it.
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
It's a great job. It's been a lot of fun being a wrestling fan. Seeing, again, you guys already know, if you guys watched the Royal Rundown with us a little bit, Penta Cero Miedo is one of my all-time favorites.
We're stands over here at the Lucha Bros. We love them.
He's literally in my Mount Rushmore. He's one of those guys. I mean, for me, all my Mount Rushmore guys are luchadors, I'm realizing right now. But I mean,
that's that Latino in you, sir. We get it.
Latino heat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eddie. That's my GOAT. People be giving different GOATs. Eddie Guerrero was my GOAT, and I'll stand on that. I don't think there's ever been a better wrestler ever than Eddie Guerrero. So
I mean, who's gonna argue with that? Like, you can have a different GOAT, but like no one's gonna look. No one is going to
argue with
they
you.
Not in good faith. No, not in good faith. Nobody's going to argue with you in good faith. Eddie Guerrero is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler a lot of times, you know, so no one's going to be mad at you. Even the Kurt Angle people who say Kurt Angle's their goat, who I adore.
About Peak Angle. Shout out to Peak Angle, okay?
Shout out to Mr. Angle. Like, no one's going to, even if Kurt Angle was my favorite wrestler and you said Eddie Guerrero is your goat, I'm like, I get it. That makes sense. One of my favorite matches is them fighting each other. Literally. That's one of my favorite matches of all time.
Them had together. Oh my God. If you guys are, again, if you're new to pro wrestling, if you want to watch wrestling, or you used to be a fan, you want to go back, those matches with Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle, they hold up. Those are banger matches. And it's wild because when you're watching somebody like an Eddie Guerrero, you see his offspring littered all over WWE and professional wrestling. But for sure, Penta Cero Miedo was one of them. And the addition that he has made to Netflix on Raw is been one of the biggest impacts in pro wrestling. I would say, aside from another one of my favorites right now is Jacob Fatu. Those two right now are the fact that Penta Cero Miedo came in, he's been in less than a month, and you have the crowd already chanting his moniker. At this point in time, it has been incredible to watch. So yes, please.
And I'm going to say this because we were talking about the health of the pro wrestling business as a whole.
Yes.
Like them or not, enjoy them or not, but we have to give AEW, like the existence of an AEW is helping the fact it helps along getting a Penta to transition to WWE in this way and be already this popular. Let's be clear. He had a huge career before AEW ever existed. We understand that. We know that. But AEW existing the way it does and the way it has for the last, 5 years now? 5 years.
5 or 6 years to this point.
5 or 6 years. Like, we have to understand, you don't have, like it or not, having a number 2 large North American brand that with television is good for the health of the business. Because on the other hand, you have someone like a Ricochet, for example. You have someone like a Swerve, for example, who both came from WWE and went to AEW and are main MVP and are the best things on that show right now.
To be fair, all of those guys right now are the best. But let's not even talk about just AEW. TNA is killing it right now.
Next breath. Absolutely. We're about to see Jordan Grace take over the women's division in 4 seconds.
AJ Francis. I don't care what anybody says. I am an AJ Francis fan. Salute to AJ Francis.
Who hotter, none nada. Absolutely.
Who hotter than Todd Power?
Nada.
Come on. I don't care. The hate he gets is beside me. I love that dude, and he has honestly been killing it as one of the best. But again, Raw has been fantastic. SmackDown, because of Jacob Fatu, has been honestly relatively good. And also, let's give a little bit of love, because I be hard on Cody sometimes. I really do. But Cody, this little pseudo heel turn that you're seeing from him is
Homelander
really, really
is on the way.
Yo, I am here for full Homelander. I am so here for full
the way.
He's on the way. Amazing. But that we'll talk about that in a minute, because that is one of the matchups. But let's talk about this weekend. One of, honestly, my favorite WWE events, even from when I was a kid, the Royal Rumble. Obviously, you know I like it. Look what I named this show. So
it's our favorite. It's my favorite. We talked about this. It's my favorite PLE pay-per-view of the year.
It has always been, from when I was a kid, I used to watch it. It was incredible. And this year, unlike other years, they have stacked the deck. It is incredible, the talent pool that they have. I'm just going to go ahead and run through this for you guys so you even know who is in the men's match. We'll go ahead and go through the women's match as well, because that is stacked in its own right. But we got John Cena, Mr. Cena himself. We have OTC, our tribal chief. Let's throw the ones up. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Chi-Town stand-up. Seth freaking Rollins, kind of Chi-Town stand-up. Drew McIntyre,
Come on,
Sami
Midwest.
Zayn. You know what I'm saying? He loves Chicago. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, who quietly is kept, has been phenomenal this
His
year.
heel turn
Oh
has
my
been
God, he's been
ridiculous.
phenomenal. Logan Paul, Jey Uso, the Yeet Master. We got Penta Cero Miedo, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio. And that's just, we don't even know the rest of them that are coming in. Dre, what do you think about this lineup?
Crazy.
Insane.
It actually does not make any sense. Like, it genuinely doesn't make any sense. Yep. Since
So
you know what it is.
So
you know what it is.
So right.
And that's, like you said, those are the people that we heard declare, that have publicly declared, right? And the Royal Rumble, one of the best parts of the Royal Rumble, my favorite parts, is the surprises of who might be showing up that we don't know about.
I wouldn't be surprised if Maui shows up.
Why you call that man Maui?
He calls him Maui. You're welcome.
You better sing. I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't be either. Like, number 30, final boss, stop playing with me.
And
I'm here for it.
It would make sense because we've been fantasy booking all week, guys. And look, you know what? I'm just gonna jump into it.
We're fantasy booking for like 6 months.
I'm gonna give you guys my fantasy booking right now because why waste time? I personally believe that the way it's gonna end up going, we're gonna end up having Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins going through their thing. They might even end up both on the outside apron going at it, right? We're excited. We're seeing them. Which one's going to come? CM Punk is going to go over there and boot both of them off, right? And again, it keeps the beef going with both of them to an extent. I think we'll go there. After that, the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso, who I believe might end up getting the Iron Man this year. I think he's going to be out there from bell to bell. It's going to be him against none other. He's going to be the one that kicks out CM Punk. After he kicks out CM Punk, he's going to lose to John Cena. I think they're trying to get John Cena that 17th belt. That's how I see the last little iteration, those last few going.
I don't hate anything he said. Since we're here now.
Let me know really quick before you do that. Everyone who's watching live right now, thank you so very much for watching live. Make sure you go ahead and check us out. Like, share, and subscribe, not only on this channel, everything that we are doing here with The Fight Podcast, social media at The Fight Podcast, and everything else. Check us out. And also, go ahead and get some merch. Follow us on X, SERG VICENTE. Follow the show with The Real Fight Pod. All right, I'm sorry, please.
Yeah. Okay, since we're here, are we doing our predictions?
Yes.
For this? Is this what we're doing?
Let's jump into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this makes me nervous because one of the main reasons why we love this card so much, why we love this lineup so much.
Unpredictable.
It's so unpredictable. There are at least 6 possible winners, and we're good if they win. We don't care. Like, nobody will be mad.
So real quick, so the people that win, I'll give mine. Now I want you to give me yours because like I said, I'm throwing you on the spot, so I want you have a second to think about it. My 5 or so winners that I'm okay with winning: our Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Penta Cero Miedo,
of course,
Punk, Cena. That'd be my 5 that I'm actually okay with winning.
I think that's the top 5 people who could win it that we know who are in it, right? That we know who are in it. What up, bro? That's my like. That's the top 5. We have the same 5.
Okay.
That I think are could win, and these are the ones we know of.
Right.
You have to remember that year Shinsuke Nakamura won, and everyone was like, "Excuse me," but also okay, like totally fine.
Let me ask you
that would be the Penta win. Really, but also okay. It would be very similar.
The crowd would go nuts.
Absolutely crazy. They would love that.
I'm telling you. Oh no, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Who in your mind are going to be the surprise? Is surprises coming in? I got one.
I think there's a high. I think there's a
like this one.
Probably one of mine. I think there's a high
We
chance.
talking about big men slapping man meat. We talking about Big
You're
E.
trying to.
I think Big E might
I
be
think
one
it's
of the
strong
guys
possibility.
that comes in. I think he might mess around and end up being 30.
Here's the tea. Everyone who watches the show knows that I love that man. And yes, I know he's taken now, and it's respectfully.
Respectfully.
I love that man.
And
They're
met the
adorable.
whole
They're
clan over
beautiful.
there.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Love them. Okay. But yeah,
I like how spicy she is on X. I
Oh,
like
she's
how she
great.
stands up for. I love it.
Her sister's Mia Yim. She know the business. Like she know what she doing. It's love. I love that. I think he's I think he's a possible surprise. And this is probably the closest to the reality of that being a real thing too, especially with the New Day stuff. And the fact that they're hosting this New Day stuff, it's been feeling like, hey, you did the turn.
He's
And then we kind of just, and they just kind of been like breadcrumbing things, but not doing anything for real. I think because they're coasting to get this Royal Rumble moment, and I would love that. I also think there's a good chance. We already talked about him.
If he comes back and kicks out Kofi,
that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's like. If he comes back, that's how that happens. That's what happens, and that's why he does it. The other thing I was going to say is, thank you, sister. I can't even get it out. Thank you, sister. I think that's a strong possibility. So we got
Malachi.
We got Malachi.
Black return would be phenomenal.
They already wrote him off television with the House of Black on AEW, so that's gone. You know, I think that's a real thing. I also think it's a high chance. You already mentioned him, but I think we're going to see the final boss. I think there's a good chance Rocky might end up in the Rumble. I don't know how big of a situation he will be from Rumble on, but I can see him being in it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Jacob Fatu or Tongaloa have.
I don't think he's going to be in it. No. I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but
because I wouldn't be mad. I know you gave Jay the Iron Man spot, and I wouldn't hate that. I also think that Jacob would kill that. That Iron Man and record-breaking amount of eliminations moment of the Royal Rumble.
It's hard for me not to buy that Jacob Fatu merch.
You know what I'm saying. I'm always gonna tell y'all to buy the shirt. If you want the shirt, buy the shirt.
I'm torn between Jacob Fatu and Pentas.
I don't understand why you can't buy both. This is what I don't. We're giving ourselves. We're making things difficult.
They're the same color scheme, and I don't wear stuff today.
And just it's wrestling merch. Don't your fashion and wrestling merch aren't the same thing. You just get the merch if you like the merch, okay? I have a Hurt Syndicate shirt, okay? It's just a black and gold shirt. I know you love that. I know you love that. I know you love that. So yeah, so our surprises, we talked about Malachi Black, Big E. I think there's a Rocky sighting possibly. Do we have any more surprises, we think?
I mean, they're gonna have those goofballs, Speed and Kai Cenat in there.
Are those surprises?
Yeah,
they kind of told us
already. They're gonna have them in there. And
Bad Bunny.
What was that?
Bad Bunny just released an album. You think he'll show up in the Rumble?
Yo, Bad Bunny, they put him out there. He can
Bad
win.
Bunny.
He can win. I'm here for Benito all day. First of all, if you guys haven't heard that album, you need to. It reminds me of my mom cleaning the house on a Sunday morning. All right, that's what it feels like. It felt like home when I listened to Benito's album.
There you go. Talk to us.
Yo, maybe some Impact wrestlers. I can see AJ Francis going in there, and I can see him like tripping over the top rope or something.
Thank you, sister. You know who it is. Say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
He's definitely
in the Rumble.
Joe Henry's definitely going to be in it. Not just that, I think we're going to get our boy back.
Mustafa? You think we get a Mustafa sighting?
No.
Dang.
No.
No Mustafa, no Dolph. You don't think we get either one of them?
Dolph. That's what I think. I think we get Dolph back.
Okay.
I think Dolph gets it. I mean, Mustafa would be amazing. Mustafa, should I say? Like, I would be so happy. I just don't see it happening. All right, that's fantastic. We told our 5. Let's jump over to the women's.
Time out. We didn't know. We didn't give our winners.
Well, I said any of the. Okay, who do I think's going to win?
Out of our, Cena. You think it's Cena?
They're going to give it to Cena. I think they're going to push for him in his final run. I think he's going to go out there, his WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes. I think he's going to have a great thing, and especially because his last few outings, he looked terrible against Solo. He looked, he's like they've been just beating him up because he was just putting people over. He had like the bald spot and everything. It was rough.
Yeah,
but
we'll see Solo in the Rumble. By the way, we'll see Solo. I think Solo returns at the Rumble. Now, did you mention his name?
I can see that. But you know what? I can see that if he returns to the Rumble, and if Jacob Fatu's in it, we're going to see a little brouhaha going. If that's the case, because I think they're done with him.
I don't know if we. I like that. I don't think we'll see that, but I like that. If that would be lit, but nah. Okay, so
Solo.
John Cena was my number 2 pick to win. I actually think it's going to be Punk. Ooh. And I think it's Punk Cody. I'm not saying I think it's Punk Cody for the Rumble or for the Mania, even though Monday sold me on that. And I didn't know I wanted that so quickly. I thought I wanted that a little later. And then they did that. And I was like, it was a beautiful and it thing. Threw me for a loop. My 2, I think a top 2 picks to possibly win are Cena and Punk. Personally, I think those are the top 2 wins. For me, I just think it's hard to sell Cena as the winner with everyone else we just talked about.
You know why I don't? Because it's Cena.
I mean, fair.
And here's the thing: because
fair.
Cena,
that's
especially fair. Because they can make him the Iron Man, and he can go all out and do it. And if he goes out there and does that, nobody will complain. Nobody will complain.
That's an option, and like I think that would be a way to take people's concerns about it, like mine, for example. If he ends up being the Iron Man, I don't hate that.
Nobody will complain.
I still think it's Punk. I think I think that Punk getting 98% of the reason he came back to WWE was to get his WrestleMania main event. He was supposed to get it last year. He got injured in the Rumble.
Yeah.
He got injured in the Rumble and ended up having one of the best feud in wrestling last year with him and Drew. So fair enough.
Can we admit, he looks like physically he's better than he was in AEW. Because in AEW he looked like he just didn't have it anymore.
I don't agree with that.
You know what? Let me rephrase that, because the matches that he had with Maxwell, Jacob Freeman were pretty incredible. But physically, he just didn't look like he was in tip-top shape. He looks like he is in top shape now. I don't know what type of progesterone or whatever he put in his hair, but his joint is looking fantastic.
He's always been luxurious on the hair department. But he just switches it up based off the character. I do enjoy baby face Uncle Punk. It's very, if you've watched Punk forever, it's such an interesting character to watch him play. He's in my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, maybe 3, depending on how I'm feeling these days. But I enjoy this version of him.
I'll give you that.
I just enjoy him. And he's one of those people that no matter what, he's on TV, you're like, and I'm putting the phone down because I don't know what's going to be, I don't know what he's going to say or do or whatever.
1,000%. I totally agree.
I think it also just depends on what Cody's going to do at Mania. That'll let us, whoever wins lets us know kind of what we think Cody's going to do. Now, I love Jay, and if Jay won the Rumble, I think the entire building would lose its mind, and it would be a wonderful moment.
Yeah,
he goes after Gunther then at Mania, and it leaves Cody, Cena, Punk in this triple throuple moment that might have to get hashed out at Elimination Chamber, which is cool.
Yeah.
I do, but I see WWE doing that on the other side. I see us figuring out what those three are doing via the Rumble, and maybe Jay wins the Chamber, which I think would be a really cool, different thing.
I'll be honest with you. I definitely see. I think Jay takes the title off of Gunther at Mania. I think they're going to do that, and I think he's going to get a long run because
he needs to. He deserves it.
He did with the Intercontinental title, like
was ridiculous.
People keep talking about their story, like finish the story. First of all, his daddy never won one.
Right.
So we never talk about that. Just because he doesn't go out here and cry on camera with his suit on with blonde hair. He you know what I'm saying? He got that. But not only that, he but I mean, think about it. He has been the workhorse of the WWE since the pandemic era. He was the one that kicked off the Bloodline storyline.
The Bloodline, him and the Bloodline and Roman and even Drew, because Drew, if you got to remember, people forget that Drew kind of helped kick off the Bloodline storyline also. That's what kept us watching in the Thunderdome era. like, it was the interesting part of that.
Brought me back to professional wrestling. I'll admit
this is a true story.
I will admit it.
Our first 100 shows, all we talked about was straight up,
because the Bloodline was the only thing cracking.
And it's also the thing that we're still talking about. And this is 4 or 5 years later now. So
still talking about it. The greatest storyline in professional wrestling history is the Bloodline. Argue with your mama. All right.
Wanna go to the ladies?
Let's get to the ladies real quick because we don't got that much time, but I want to make sure we give them their due respect because these women absolutely deserve our respect. And they are all I'm talking about, this is an embarrassment of riches of talent. I'm just going to go down the list. We have Bayley, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky. Oh my God. Like, the embarrassment of riches. I mean, we have honestly some of my favorite, we're talking about like our Mount Rushmore. Io Sky is in my Mount Rushmore of women. Bianca Belair is actually there as well. I mean, we have this is an embarrassment of riches. And again, we know Jordynne Grace is going to be in this as well. Who's an incredible talent. We might have
Nia's having a resurgence of career that is like ridiculous.
Yeah. Let me put some respect on her name really quick.
Please.
She is not only is she having the best year of her career, she is absolutely, in my opinion, the female wrestler of the year. Her character work is insane. She is as diabolical as she is hilarious. She goes out there. She is fantastic in the ring, and especially if a woman of her size doing what she's doing is amazing. That her finisher that she hits, it is devastating, and especially if she wants to put a little extra on it. Yeah. She is an incredible talent. I'm so very happy that she is finally getting the love that she deserves because she has always deserved it. Salute
her and Rhea put on a banger on Monday. And it was
banger.
So dope to see Rhea wrestle like that.
Yes.
Because normally Rhea wrestles like Nia with other people.
Yes.
The only other people she kind of wrestles like that with is Bianca. And you already know what I'm gonna say. That's what I want I want that for Mania. I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Physical with also.
Yes.
You know what
I mean?
And
exactly.
Not like she can't out physical Nia.
No.
She can't. And then people forget
there's not many who could. There's not many people.
But people forget the athlete she was. She used to be a hooper.
Yeah.
Like, she's a legitimate athlete,
Exactly.
So Nia is it that, I mean, obviously Bianca's another, and Charlotte Flair. Those are really the three that she can get busy with in that manner. Also, I gotta give love to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, as quiet as it's kept, is another one that has had a phenomenal year. Her 2024, I mean, she really carried a lot. And she's somebody that I haven't given props because I didn't really love her in-ring performances. But she's pretty good. Like, when you actually watch her, she actually can get busy, and when she has the right dance partner.
Yeah, I agree. I also think
she's better than Becky Lynch, head and shoulders, in my opinion.
I'm not about to get any of that smoke. I'm just gonna sit here and say that I agree with you.
Y'all know how I feel about it. Becky Lynch
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing it.
Not it. She's not the man.
I'm not doing that with you. You can,
she's not the man.
Y'all make sure y'all tweet him. I ain't say nothing.
Ain't nobody gonna hit me up because everybody know I speak facts.
What I will say is that I agree with you, and I'm happy to see Liv getting this love too, because people tend to forget she was down at NXT when Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, all of them were still there. Yep. She wasn't the main one.
Nope.
Bailey, she was still coming up, but she was down there at the same time as them. And so I think people kind of forget that she's got that she comes from that similar tutelage, right? And she's always been talented. She's always had that thing. You just kind of she needed to be in the right dance partners, like you mentioned, and the right storylines. And thank goodness Dominic Mysterio is an idiot.
We gotta also, let's give love to Dom. I mean, his in-ring work has gotten so much better. I'm sure he'll be in the Rumble as well.
I totally forgot about him, but he'll definitely
because we're gonna have a moment with him and his pops. He might end up throwing his dad out. See that. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be great. Also, honestly, we might get a moment with him and Penta. I can absolutely see him and Penta. They could have a moment. That would be pretty epic. Just because he can hit him with some luchador stuff, and I can absolutely see Penta hitting with a cero miedo and muffing him like he does people. It would be amazing. First of all, I'm all over the place today. I'm so sorry.
It's been a while. We're excited.
Penta, the physicality that he is bringing to the WWE, when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, we're doing this. This is like watching him in Lucha Underground. Like that's the physicality that I'm seeing in the match with him and Chad Gable. Oh my God. Salute to Chad Gable for selling a Mexican destroyer better than anybody in history.
Kurt Angle's actual son, Chad Gable.
Just
him.
Incredible. I think I'm gonna have to get that Penta shirt, aren't I? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna wait to just watch you drop it when you come to the show. I'm like,
man, I might have to do it. I gotta do it. I love luchadors, and the only luchador that I got, but Jacob Fatu, that werewolf shirt, it just looks cool.
Just get both.
Oh, man, I ain't spending my money on that.
They give us 2 paydays a month.
LA, man.
They give us 2 paydays a month. Get one on one, get one on the other.
It convinced somebody to give me one for my birthday. My birthday
coming
out next month.
We do have a birthday coming in.
We both
month,
do.
Don't we?
All right. Okay. So real quick, women, let's go through this real quick. Who are your top 5, like you said, that you believe have an opportunity to actually win it?
I don't think it's 5 for opportunity. I think it might be like 3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
So who are your 2 or 3?
Big B. Big B's always in there. Bianca.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think I'm looking.
Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte was the other one for returning Charlotte. And they really like Lyra Valkyria, so I'm just going to throw her as a surprise potential winner. They like her, right?
She is,
and she's not a bad wrestler. I haven't watched. I haven't gotten that thing from her yet.
Ooh,
she's a phenomenal. She's a great wrestler.
Julia, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Our surprises. Julia.
Because if Julia comes in, she could actually win it, and that's an easy way to get her right into the title picture and everything. Because she even said herself, "I'm not staying in NXT long." She's like, "This ain't for me." She's like, "I'm big time," and she is.
And she is.
Keep your eye out on Julia. That might be the one.
Also, I saw Stephanie Fakir versus Mercedes Moné 5 seconds before Stephanie decided to not sign with AEW and decided to go to NXT instead.
Who Lyra Valkyria?
No, Stephanie Fakir.
Oh, I haven't seen her. No.
Oh boy. Right? Oh boy. Yeah.
I'm not mad.
That's all I'm gonna say. Oh boy.
So those would be good surprises or anything fun on the women's match.
I mean, I just think we're gonna get Charlotte's return.
Okay.
I think we're gonna get maybe Becky's return. only because they keep talking about her in the news and it's no one knows what's going on. I'm like, all right, we know that.
Yeah, should be back. Should be 30 or something
all right. Like that. It's like, right. Like, okay.
Yeah, they're going to have her in the top 3 or something like that at the end.
Probably. Yeah. I think this is another one. The women's one is another like, oh, anybody kind of can win it thing, which is great. And historically, since we've had the women's rumble, it tends to be better than the men's so far. So good sis. Yes, Jade. I can see Jade returning as well.
I thought about Jade. The only reason I'm not sold on Jade is because I think no, you're right. I think Jade might come back because I think that's a perfect opportunity to throw a little monkey wrench in there with Naomi.
Do you want me to share what my little fantasy booking moment?
Chat. Here we go.
So in the infamous group chat, I was speaking about if I had the pencil, this is what I would do with the whole who attacked Jade thing. And it's as follows. Okay. And it's all because Charlotte Flair tweeted something, and I went, ooh, this would be amazing. I think everyone thinks that Naomi's the one who did it, right? Because, Naomi and Bianca are the women's tag team champions now after the whole attack, yada, yada. Yeah. I think both of them did it. I think Jade
I've been wanting Bianca to be a heel turn, and with her being...
Yeah, let me say, I'm not going to say, let me take that back. I don't think that's what happened. I think if I was to write this, it would be really dope if Naomi and Bianca both were in on the attack, and it was Charlotte Flair that did the attacking. I'm sorry. That's how it's Bianca and Naomi did the attacking. And the reason we figure that out is because Charlotte returns, Jade returns, we get that little stare down in the Rumble, and they both look at each other and attack Naomi and Bianca, because now Charlotte and Jade are BFFs because Charlotte is the one who let her know that they both were in on it. And now we have a massive women's tag team championship feud. Oh
my God.
And that's our Mania Women's Tag Team Championship match.
It's Mania
and Naomi versus Charlotte and Jade.
But are we gonna have? We can't have. I mean, we got the she's the female Undertaker. We can't have Bianca lose at WrestleMania. I need that streak alive.
Yeah, I guess.
I need that. If they do that, I'm sorry. Well,
it's not even a Bianca losing because she's not in a singles match. If I do my little pencil moment, we could do one of those.
Because Naomi takes the pin.
Sure.
Yeah, Naomi takes it. No, I got you. I love it. Okay.
I just think that would be an interesting story. But anyway, that was my little fantasy moment.
So okay,
it's never gonna happen.
All right, let's touch on these real quick. I just want to do quick on this one, then we'll spend our last little few minutes on the big title fight. We have the tag team championships, DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano against the Motor City Machine Guns in Chris Sabin, and then Alex Shelley. This should be fun. And honestly, the reason I like this really does feel like an independent.
I was just gonna say this is the PWG 2012.
Yeah, it's like an indie show. It's so good. It's so good. This is going to be, always talk about like the good collar and elbow, right? This is what we're going to get. We're going to get good collar and elbow in this one. And it's going to be really good technical wrestling. Honestly, I don't care who wins. I think it's just going to be good. And either one, so, I mean, they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this is one. I don't want to call it an exhibition because that sounds like I'm cheapening it. I don't want to cheapen it by saying that, but you're right. It does not matter who's going to win this. This is a possible show stealing match, and it's just going to be dope. This is going to be dope. They're about to jump all over stuff.
Motor City Machine Guns probably get the dub, but because they're the faces, and then y'all better.
I think I know what he's gonna say.
Please, you already know it.
Get the profits involved. Get the profit. Let's get
the streets
heel
started.
profits.
You better get the heel profits
I
to go
get
out
heel
there
profits
and
profiting.
win this. Because you know what? I am tired of the Montez Ford and Dawkins disrespect.
Disrespect. I agree.
Because at this point in time, it is just blatant disrespect. These
Also,
two have been. Give me one second. I'm sorry.
No, yo, get that. Yeah,
These two have been so over with the crowd,
Yep.
consistently over with the crowd. And then they just keep on getting pushed to the back of the line to the point that they're not even getting any TV time. It makes zero sense to me. I have no idea why one of the most... Montez Ford should be a single star right now. He has more charisma than any of the... Everything that they are currently doing with Jacob Fatu, they absolutely could have done with Montez Ford. He could have had an
2 years ago
like that. Wait, what was that?
2 years ago.
Yes.
That's what's annoying about it. It's like
it's so frustrating. I just don't understand. And the only thing is, I would say to go to AEW, but I do not want you to go to wrestling purgatory. I want you to stay over here and win and do it because they deserve it. Yeah. It makes no sense. So that's honestly what I hope does happen.
I like that. I also we didn't mention the profits at all in terms of the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them, have a little moment in there. Yeah. Also, shout out to BFAB. BFAB has been,
when she's in this, her performances have been so much better. Like
I was like, I don't even know if quietly is the right word. She's been having matches. She's been in things. She was in that women's mid, I forgot which one, the women's mid-card title tournament thing.
And for finally making women's mid-card titles because it gives an opportunity now for obviously more belts and then more people to get time, and especially with all these new shows. I love how we're having the champions go down to NXT. Watching Lash Legend and I can't think of the other young woman's name.
Lash and Jakara. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Them. Woo! Chef's kiss, like that match that they put together. I mean, the most blackity black show in pro wrestling right now, NXT, is phenomenal. And I got one for you. I wouldn't be surprised if Oba shows up in the Royal Rumble.
I got one better. I don't know if we'll see Oba, even though, of course, I will be okay with that for all the reasons. But I think you see Trick.
Another one who's so
definitely think you might see Trick.
Yeah. Oh, and also speaking of Trick, let's show some legit love to Carmelo Hayes.
1000%.
This is somebody that has made the absolute best of his opportunities. His character work is fantastic, and he is always incredible in the ring. Also, we're probably going to get Andrade in the Royal Rumble as well.
I agree. One thought on Melo too is that you said it. Make the most of every minute he has on TV, and I think a lot of people are frustrated that he's losing a lot, but I think we also forget that wrestling is a totality situation, and in storytelling is a totality thing, and he is absolutely playing the character that he is handed. And if you notice, he's not in there with scrubs. He attacked Cody,
top of the card guys.
He attacked Cody Rhodes at the end of Raw after it went out air, and they put that on the socials. And the new world of how WWE works is the stuff that happens on social media is just as important as the stuff that happens on TV.
1000%. I love what I'm seeing with him. I'm so happy that he's actually getting an opportunity. He deserves it. Okay, let's talk about this one before we get up out of here because it's probably the main event. We got the ladder match. We have the undisputed WWE Championship, the old belt versus the new belt. We have the winged belt.
Winged Eagle versus the Big Dub.
Right, the Big Dub. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens ladder match. A lot of people I've heard were saying, "Oh, Kevin Owens." It's like this is going to be great. Kevin Owens is absolutely fantastic, but let's not forget how incredible Cody Rhodes is in ladder matches. He had a match with Sammy Guevara for that TNT championship, and that he had one of the biggest spots ever. I mean, this dude gets busy when it comes to ladder matches. Look, Cody is one of those collar and elbow dudes. His mentor is we're gonna get Randy Orton back too. I forgot about that. Randy Orton's coming back. I can absolutely see that happening.
I don't know about if I don't know if he'll be in the Rumble though.
But I think he might be in this match. And I think
agree.
he might pop up here, and because again, that's what you do. You got to swerve it. I can see that.
I agree.
Book it. But real quick, I think it's a great match. Obviously, Cody's going to retain, but it's going to be fun. I think this might, again, this is one of the ones that can possibly steal the show because both of these dudes get busy. I like it. This is going to be a fun match. Great way to close the show out, or I don't know, however they're going to do it, but regardless, it's going to be awesome. Let's go.
Do you think it kicks the show off, or do you think it's the main event?
It's going to kick the show off because you finish it with the Rumble. Because they're going to finish it with somebody pointing at the WrestleMania,
so that we know who the winner of is going to be facing.
Even last time around, remember they kicked it off last year. They had Roman had his match.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
So they're going to kick it off with that one, and it's going to be a great way. It's going to get the crowd into it. Great way to start the show, or it's or they start with like the women's match. They have that one to be in the next match. The two like in the middle, and then you do that.
I agree. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe we're getting a redesigned championship belt. Is that why we're fighting over the two? Do you think we get a redesigned belt that has some winged eagle on it or winged eagle touches?
Let's do it. It's like I want all the feels. That's why I like Saturday Night Main Event. I want everything that makes you. Wrestling
give you the nostalgia, put it in your veins, huh?
Pro wrestling is about nostalgia. Even from back in the day, they always talk about nostalgia. Like let's keep that going. And Triple H is a nostalgia type of dude. I'm here for it. I love it. True. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you for being here with us. We are back. We're gonna do it. I almost want to say this is season 2, but whatever it is, we here. Right?
Whatever season we're in,
we're here. Okay. Episode 70. Love y'all, Dre. Closing thought. It is. Closing thoughts. What are your thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, closing thoughts, man. Rumble's my favorite. It's my favorite PLE. I'm gonna be eating some fatty food, hanging with my sister and brother-in-law, and hanging out, and we're just gonna have a good time. Love it. It's needed, man. We've had a tough, whatever it's been, month, year, and I think it's just, this is something that we're all going to just have some fun with. And I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of surprises possible. I mean, it's going to really set up the road to WrestleMania or kick the road up the WrestleMania off really well. So I'm excited.
I love it. Absolutely. Well, you guys have a great, remember, do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe to this video. And again, subscribe to the Substack along with everything else that we are doing. Follow both of us on all the socials at Ms. Drede, at the SERG VICENTE. My condolences and prayers go out to everybody who was unfortunately lost in the DC incident on the plane, the American Airlines flight. Condolences to those people. I live here in LA. Obviously, my heart goes out to my city. So everybody who was affected in that regard as well, condolences, and my heart goes out to all of you as well. Look, this is the beautiful thing about pro wrestling and and all these events, right? It gives us a little bit of a break from honestly some of the heartache and trauma that we are currently dealing with, and we always have, and it's always been something that people can go to have fun, to kind of escape reality for a moment. So everybody who's been affected, salute to y'all, love y'all, and thank you so much for rocking with us. We really appreciate it. And before we get up out of here, listen to the man who hopefully will pop up on Rumble one day himself.
This is Absolute Ricky Starks. I'm letting you know that you are listening to the Fight Podcast.
There it is. Love y'all. We'll see you soon. Peace.